They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast. One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. Unrestricted Podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, those numbers are going up, up, and up. And if you're a part of the Patreon gang, thank you so much for clicking play. I have gotten so much content up there. I heard the people that said, Dre, we need more content on the Patreon. So what I do, I put my dad on a vlog. And you can see me roast my dad. It's on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Drerawka. And if you don't have the money, if you don't want to support monetarily, I get it. It's hard out here. Just like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the YouTube subscribe button. All that good stuff. Now, today, I got a very special guest across from me, somebody that is my friend, has been my friend for a very long time, musical artist, representing, are you still repping Pura Vida?
Yeah.
Always repping Pura Vida. Got my man Gloco in the building.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. First off, how the hell are you?
Doing pretty good, man. I can't complain.
Get up on that mic. Get straight up on that mic. Yeah, bring it up to you. Yep.
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. I'm blessed. I can't complain. Been having a lot of work, family's been doing good, been growing and stuff like that, so can't complain.
Family been growing. What, you having babies?
Not myself, but nieces and like that.
Okay. I think last time I seen you in person, it might have been Mike Masters, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. And you were telling me about some personal stuff with you and your lady. Are you guys still good and everything?
We ended that relationship,
okay.
But it's I want to say, on good terms, nothing crazy and stuff like that, just respectful and split our ways. Yep.
So is Gloco single out here?
Yeah, I'm single out here, single, available, ready to mingle.
To mingle the right way.
Yeah,
I was just telling one of my guests across from me, she was saying how she's done the dating thing, and I was like, I don't know how to date in 2025. I don't know what I would do.
It's difficult, man. A lot of people are really used to online texting and stuff like that, and I'm not used to that. I like to meet people, in person and things like that, and then you really can't meet anybody like that, if you're staying inside and stuff. You got to be able to go out and do something, but yeah.
You would you ever date somebody from one of your concerts? Yeah. I don't want to say groupie, but
yeah, why not?
Well, probably because she's dated 5 other rappers from Salt Lake.
It's Small Lake City, you know what I mean? So.
That's why I was glad I got an Ogden girl that has no idea what hip hop is. She's all country, so that makes me feel pretty damn good. So I ain't got to worry about going to a hip hop show and be like, "Yeah, I dated your girl," because I'll be like, "You're a liar." You guys just wrapped up Juneteenth, right? You guys did an event for Juneteenth?
Yeah, man. We got invited to Ogden, the Ogden Amphitheater. Shout out to the homies, Results and Receipts. They invited us over, and it was a pretty good show. It was the first time we've actually done a Juneteenth show, at least myself. And then for it to be in Ogden, it was pretty cool, man. There was a good amount of people and everything. Everybody was showing love.
That's a big one, man. Juneteenth in Ogden is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal regardless, but like the specific one that they do in Ogden, they've been doing it for a very long time. If it's the same one that Miss Betty does, it's a really good event.
It was cool, man. There was a lot of people out there. There was a lot of vendors and stuff like that. By the time I wanted to get some food, though, everything was already gone, which, I mean, is good. Yeah. They sold out, but yeah, it was a good event.
Have you had Boss Bros yet?
Nuh-uh. I haven't tried
Boss Bros food truck. They're brothers that started a food truck, I think in honor of their mom, I believe. And they're from California or Los Angeles, I believe. And bro, let me tell you what, the best smash burger I've ever had, the best. And my boy Proof, he got some shrimp. He was like, bro, this shrimp is crazy good.
Where are they at?
So they're food trucks, so they're all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Last time I had them was at Jordan Park for a cultural celebration that we did there. But you can just follow them, Boss Bros on Instagram. Normal spelling, BOSS, BROS. Yeah, check them out. Great food. Actually, so great that my wife is like, where they at? Where they at? That's dope that you got to do that. How do you cater your set for a cultural celebration?
Man, So we have a lot of different music, so we're able to, kind of switch it for different types of events and stuff like that. But on this one, try to keep it more like English, where a lot of the time it's in Spanish, but try to do more of the songs that are in English. And then, I don't know, we kind of like also see what other artists are, going to be on the lineup as well, and kind of try to match that same energy or whatever to try to, have everybody to have a good experience. You know what I mean? If the energy level's, pretty high up, we don't want to bring it down, with some like slower boom bap, type of stuff. So, yeah, but it's different. We kind of messed up on this one, which I should have known, but we were cursing on our songs. And
damn, Gloco, it's a family-friendly event.
But usually they let us know, like, hey, since the beginning, like, this is what, keep it this way, whatever.
You were at the Ogden Amphitheater.
I know.
That's not even a closed venue.
And the funny thing is that we're in the back and they're like, oh, do you think it would be all right? I'm like, well, first I'm hearing other people saying stuff too. So I'm like, oh, and they didn't let us know anything. So I was like, I guess we should be all right. Nah, but then they caught us on the last song and they were like, yo, you got to chill. I'm like, all right. But I mean, y'all didn't say anything. So
damn.
Yeah, we messed up on that.
Come on.
I apologize.
Rocky, where you at, man? Management's supposed to catch these things. Keep it clean, guys. This is Juneteenth. It's a cultural celebration.
Nah, man. And usually we've done like Valley Fair Mall. We've done like a bunch of stuff. So like, and we know it's like what it is, but we didn't get any, they didn't say anything. But from here on out, I was like, nah, you know what? If it's like a family all ages event, I was like, we got to clean it up.
Yeah, a family friendly set.
Yeah, for sure.
I do the same thing with all the fierce fighting championship, the cage fighting, and I play a clean set in between fights, even though they're getting beat to death. It's pretty damn funny. I was actually talking to Zach, the matchmaker, and I was like, man, we're keeping it clean, but these guys are still punching each other in the face. I know. It's cool though. I'm always happy to do family friendly events.
Yeah, no, I enjoy them a lot, man. That's why I didn't want to. I felt bad after, I was like, that it shouldn't have been like that, and hopefully we get invited again.
August 9th, you guys got a show at the Complex, Blue Hundreds.
Yeah, man.
What is this? I seen it was a tour you guys got. How did you get the opportunity?
Well, shout out to DJ Juggy, man. He gave me a recommendation with the Complex. We're going to be opening up for King Little G and Drummer Boy. But yeah, they just reached out over email, asked me if, I wanted to get on that. And of course I said yes. So we're really excited for that opportunity, man. And then I asked them, of course, can I bring the camp with me? And they said, yeah, too. So I was like, all right.
So Pura Vida is going to be representing.
Yeah, we'll be in there.
August 9th at the Complex. You can get your tickets at thecomplexslc.com. How has things been with Pura Vida?
Man, it's always, I guess like life, ups and downs. But this year we've been really consistent. I kind of set a goal for myself to have at least one show every month for the whole year. And so I've been just grinding, trying to find, opportunities and stuff like that. Sometimes they come, but sometimes you got to, look for them too. But we've all been really like putting in work. Everybody got projects that we're doing individually and then as a team too. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. We've been blessed this year. A lot of, different opportunities that have been coming up. And I just think it goes along with the consistency of, like still working and being passionate about it and, really sticking to the craft, putting in our hours and stuff,
You still love hip hop? You still love music?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I think if I didn't love it, I probably would have stopped doing this a long time ago, where I see myself doing this forever, it's like passion. I wake up and I'm thinking about music related things and what else we can do, different opportunities and stuff like that, where, it's difficult. I still have my regular 9 to 5, and then I still, try to do as much as I can in between time with music and stuff. But, it gets difficult, but eventually, hopefully we get to a point where we're able to, just sustain ourselves, off of music.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing being an artist in artistry, because a lot of the times it doesn't pay the bills, right? So you got to make the time for the things that you love. So I love where Pura Vida is at right now. One thing that I really loved top of the year was all the content that you guys were putting out. like some of the more in depth, like short story film type of stuff. I seen one from I think it was all of you guys, and it was just shot really cool. And it was like almost like a documentary kind of thing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the homie Giovanni, super talented dude. He paints, he raps, he makes beats, he does everything. And then he got into videography, and he's been killing it with that. It's been I've known him for a while, since like junior high, but we really started kicking it more later on. He asked me if he can come to one of our shows to film when he was starting off, and he did, a good like recap kind of video. And then from there, he had the idea. He was like, you know what, I kind of want to do a documentary for you guys, a little short film, kind of showing where you guys are at right now. He's like, and then maybe in like 10 years, we'll see where it's at or whatever. And so it took him like about a year. We were sending him clips and stuff like that, and then he was just kind of following us around for about a year, going to different shows, different events and stuff like that, kind of. And then even individually, he got together with all of us and then kind of spent time filming, and asking us personal questions and stuff like that. But yeah, he did a great job. Shout out to the homie Giovanni.
I love that content. I love seeing behind the scenes of things, especially like a collective like Pura Vida, where you have, it's what, you, S-Rock, Lalo, who are the artists is on there?
Rocky and now Salva.
Rocky's not an artist, is he?
Oh, he's dropping music, man. He got some stuff coming out.
But he hasn't dropped anything right now, right?
He dropped one, I think he dropped one a couple months ago. Then,
Is this one of those want to be in the videos type of thing, or is he actually good?
I always tell him that. I'm like, if you don't want your manager to be in your music video, I'll be behind you backstage. But he's good, man. He honestly, because I'll tell him too, like if I don't like it, I don't like it. Especially with the homies, we got to be real with each other, But no, he's good, man. He knows what's up. He
danced around that. Rocky, you suck. Hang it up. Just be the manager. Just playing.
It's because we all ghostwrite for
Well, if that's the case, he should be great, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. You said Salva's over there now, too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since when?
About, I think it's been like a year now.
Okay.
Almost.
Did he drop, was that video that he dropped, was that the on Beans and Rice, was that off of Pura Vida?
No. So that was, I don't want to, talk for him or whatever, but because he still has like his collective that he has with his brothers and stuff like that, and then under himself, So that one that was a project that he was already working on before that, and then once he like came on with us, we all just started working together. So we got a new Pura Vida project coming, but besides that, we have like he's just been working with everybody, And I'm not gonna lie, man. Like he really him coming to the team kind of motivated me again. Like it was just like he's good at writing, he spits dope, and then his ideas and stuff like that, and then it's tough to find people that are just as ambitious, and like wanting to work all the time, So where there's days that I get out of work and I'm like, oh man, I'm tired, I don't want to go to the studio. He's like, fuck that, let's go. Like,
yeah,
man, I'll go get you right now. And it's like, all right, and then we knock out a song that night, So people like that, so shout out to Salva, man. I'm glad that he ended up joining with us.
He could actually rap too, like really good.
Yeah.
And when I seen that project, like visually, his vision was just really dope.
Yeah, man. That's another like movie. It's a short film right there.
Yeah, the story of his mom, like him and his mom, super dope.
Really great.
And I see so many music videos and whatnot and video content, and those type of projects come every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking about every once in the 5 years, and he hit it really good. Pause on that one. I would love his rhyme style and I would love to see like a duo project. Man,
we got actually something in the works. Shout out to the producer Joe. We kind of been keeping it under wraps, but yeah, man, he's been producing this project for us. Probably just gonna be an EP, but we're basically done with it already. We probably just got a little like minor things that we need to do on it, but yeah, we're pretty much done with it.
So how does that come about?
So Salva, he had a track that he wanted me to get on, and so we went over to Joe's to record it. And then that day, Joe was like, "Man, you guys should work on a project together. You guys sound good." And then we told him, "Well, why don't you produce it for us?" And yeah, he started cooking up some beats that day. And then the next time we went over, he had another 3 beats for us. And then we just got to writing. And yeah, man, honestly, I feel like honored, you know, because Joe's been putting in work for a long time and everything. Yeah. He's worked with, you know, some of the best people, at least in my opinion. But for him to be willing to work with us like that, I was like, man, we got to execute. And I was like, because, you know, and it's cool. We got all this behind the scenes footage and everything of the whole, you know, the whole thing. So
that was my next question. Did you guys document this?
Yeah, we've been documenting it and everything. So I'm excited to be able to put that out here soon. We haven't really put a date on it or anything like that. But yeah, it's basically done.
So how many records are on this album? This
5.
So we got 5. Do we have a direction? Are all these 5 bleeding into each other? Or are these kind of just 5 singles that? Is there a direction of this project?
That's kind of where we're at. We're trying to plan it out and see what we want to do. I think it is just going to be maybe one single and then kind of all together as I guess a piece of art and artwork, you know. But yeah, we really haven't gotten to like the exact way of how we're going to be, I guess, rolling it out and everything. But yeah, the songs are good, man. I got to show you some right now.
Well, it's no rush. It's no rush on releasing it, right? Like, I'm just happy that it got done.
Yeah.
You know, I think the hardest part is to get artists that could work together to work together. And Joe was right, man. I haven't heard you guys in the studio together, so I'm imagining being Joe, being that guy like Joe. Yeah, matter of fact, get your guys' ass in here and get this shit done.
Yeah, man. And it's fun, like, working with them, like, I don't know, it's good energy, you know, we're clowning and everything. And like you said, you know, shit gets done. Like, we'll be there and bam, you know, we're either writing or recording or whatever. We get shit done fast. It's a good chemistry that we have, you know.
I think you also had great chemistry with Buenos Dias.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I think it was March. Was it March of this year, right?
Yeah.
You guys just dropped that. It was produced by Beefy, right? From Beans and Rice.
Yeah, bro. He's super talented too. People don't even know like all the things that dude does, man. He's one of my really good friends. I appreciate that dude a lot. But yeah, he's super talented with that beat. He hit me up. When was it? It was a few years back, you know, and he was telling me, he's like, oh, you know, you should go with like, you know, this flow and stuff. And then he had made that beat. And when I heard it, I was like, bro, for some reason I get like Good Morning vibes from like Kanye, you know. I was like, I'm going to do that in Spanish. And he was like, yeah, do it. And then for some reason, like I wrote part of it and then I didn't, I don't know, continue on it until like later on. I was like, oh, okay, now I know what I want to add on to it or whatever. So it was like sitting for like 2 years maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he sent you a bunch of beats. What are you doing with them?
He actually hasn't sent me that many.
He hasn't?
He's only sent me, I think, like 2 or 3.
Well, he's sitting on a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So that needs to happen. That needs
People don't even know that he raps, too. He's super good at freestyling.
He's good, man. I think anything Beefy does, I can't say enough positive, good things about him. Like, aside from music, aside from, like, creativity, he's just a good human.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's why, like, I call him a brother. You know what I mean? That's somebody I will die on the hill for.
Yeah, man.
Because he is that guy that's just genuine and he sees the good in people. But he also sees a lot of bullshit, too.
He's straightforward, you know, and I like that because with music and everything, you know, it's like he'll be completely honest with the battles and stuff like that. He'll be direct with me like, oh, what the hell are you doing? You know, I'm like, but I need that. You know, I need people like that. And then when it's good, he also gives, you know, good feedback and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I love that dude. He's really good.
So I say that to say, I hope we get to see more of you two collaborating on some music.
You know what? We should. I think that would be a good idea. I'm going to talk to him and see if he wants to link up here soon. And
he does. He's just waiting for you. That's it. That's with Beefy. All you got to do is just be like, yo,
just reach out.
Let's rap.
Yeah.
And he'll do, I mean, you know him, man. He'll create a whole set to do a music video in his damn crib for you.
Yep.
Like, that's why I love where we are as a city right now, is because we have really dope shit happening, you know. Obviously Pura Vida, everything you guys have going on. But then like Beans and Rice, and then you got Mike Masters and everything that Nate got going on with Run It Back. And, you know, there is a lot of cool shit going on. I mean, you just did the KRCL. You did Gloco on there, right?
Yeah, we did. That was pretty cool, man. Shout out to KRCL, the Friday Night Fallout. Yeah, bro. Keith and DJ Mixter Mike invited us over. We did like 5. I think it was like 5 tracks. And then shout out to the homie Renzo from Ogden. Also, he came through and filmed them for me. Each one. And so I've been dropping basically just like every couple of weeks. Been dropping like one, I guess, video for each one of the songs. There's one left. Probably be dropping that this weekend sometime, but. Yeah, man, that was a really cool experience. And then the vibe, of the studio and everything, it looked really cool. We got a lot of good feedback off of that.
We need more.
Yeah, we're doing a lot more. Trust me.
I love what what Mike and Keith and those guys are doing. Obviously, I would love to see more of it, but I also understand that like people have lives, and it's a show that's once a week for a certain hour block, so. It's smaller, but we can execute so much more on that. I would love to see so many other artists do that. And honestly, like I would love, as much as your boy did the short film on Pura Vida, like it would be dope to have that done for the Fallout show.
That would be pretty cool.
People don't know the history of the Fallout show.
Man, and it's been around for, I think when Roots was on it back in the days, like when I tapped in for the first time. But
it's a man that named me.
Bro, crazy story. So when I was like 12 years old, I was going to the Boys and Girls Club, and they would take us to Spy Hop. And so I recorded a song at Spy Hop, and then later that night they played it at KRCL, and I didn't even know. I was like, I was clueless. I never heard it, on the radio or anything like that.
So how'd you know?
Well, they ended up telling me. So the homie Walt, the one that took us, he was like, man, they played your song last night on the radio, but it was like for the Friday night Fallout, so it was super late. I was like, I didn't pay attention to it, but I was asking Keith about it, and he's like, we probably have that in the archives somewhere.
That'd be dope if you could find it.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Damn, it makes me want to be like, yo, let's go back to the archives. Cause I got my start there too with Knuckles. I don't know if you remember Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles.
That's where I got my start. And then right after Knuckles, Roots went up there, and Roots, Rocka, Che Rocka, and then they named me Drerawka. And a lot of people don't know how many local artists had their first radio play was at KRCL.
Yeah, man.
Specifically the Fallout show.
They given so many opportunities, and then to me, to the camp, anytime that we ask them, like, can we come on, promote something, they never hesitate. They're always really cool with us, and that the whole station, in general, like I like listening to that. They put me on to so much different music. It's not the same regular shit, that you have to they play back and forth, but there's always something new on there. I really like that station, man. Yeah,
I agree 100%. Capitalize on the internet, though. I think you guys are doing it great with putting out the little clips of your sessions. It almost gives me tiny desk feels.
That's kind of what we were going for, something like that, like intimate, little crowd, but just something like that, direct. Did
he do it? Sorry to cut you off. Did he do an interview right after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll be dropping that basically after the last song. I put a clip of like me walking into the room basically for the interview.
Yeah.
But then once I drop all of those, I'll put the whole interview out.
Okay. I was going to say there needs to be an interview there.
Yeah. Yep.
That's perfect. And I love that Mike is involved because Mike has I was introduced to Mike when we were teenagers. He was going to West High, and my cousin, I don't know if they're still best friends, but they were best friends. And I remember when Mike first got his turntables, he set him up in his front room in Rose Park, in his front room, and would just fucking practice. And now to see him doing some really cool shit.
Yeah, man. He's a really cool dude also that puts on for the community a lot. Like he does a lot of stuff like behind the scenes that people don't even like, really know, but he's down for hip hop. Like another good friend of mine.
I love it. Okay, so new music. What do we got going on?
And so, like I said, we've been working on a project with the whole squad. Salva included now on this one. So it's basically, the first one was called Pura, and then I think this one we're going to name it Vida, like the second part of it. And then, so Lalo and me actually got invited to, there's a branch called Wu Latino. So it's Wu-Tang Clan's like Latin branch. And they invited us to do a couple of challenges, a couple of like video 16-bar challenges, and then as like a duo kind of thing. And so we submitted that to them, and they really liked it. and we got invited to be part of they're calling it the album, the mixtape, but they gave us like about, I think, like 15, 20 beats to pick from. And so me and the homie Lalo just started writing, and we actually submitted the songs today for it. So we'll see how that goes. And then been working, like I said, with Salva and with Joe. We basically got that project already done too. And then I have music that's going to be dropping here soon. I actually I was going to drop it earlier this year, but I feel like it's really like fall vibes, and I want to do a video for it and everything, but it's with Zach Ivy and the homegirl Nina Brown.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it's a really good song. She's singing on it, and then Zach says some pretty dope shit on there. So yeah, I'm excited to drop that one. But yeah, I want to get some visuals on it and everything like that, but I got to wait for the fall time for the idea to be right.
Gotcha. Don't lose sight of that. Like, don't forget it. Get that content done.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you? I mean, we're 6 months into 2025, closing out 2025. Are we going to be eating off of these projects that you just talked about? Is that kind of the plan? Or
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, setting it up. Shout out to the homie Focus. He's in town right now. He's from New York. I've been like learning a lot from what he was saying, but it's really dope the way that he works, because he has projects that are already done that are like lined up, like, oh, this one drops, in the fall. Then I got like 2 other ones that are scheduled for next year, where it's just so much work that, you keep doing it, but you're leaving a trail behind of all kinds of music and content and stuff like that. And that's kind of where I want to get to, is have so many projects with different people individually, whatever, but just enough like that. So it's like what I'm doing right now, I can drop later on, but I'm already on to something different, a couple of other projects, under my belt or whatever. But yeah, I just want to have so much music, so much content and work that, it just follows basically, not have to worry. I'm thinking that would be a big start, at least to be able to get the ball rolling enough and maybe eventually, hopefully eat off of that, but it's just putting in more work, having more music and releasing the music actually,
You've been I won't say doing music. You've been making music and have a musical career for a very long time now. How do you keep on elevating, and how do you take this thing to the next level?
I guess elevating, I look at where we were at, like even streams and things like that, like maybe a year ago, 2 years. And then I also try to like see what I didn't do and what I could do. And obviously it most of the time it's just putting in more work, and then that'll, eventually put you on to the next level. But then I guess like with quality and stuff like that, I try not to forget, that's the main thing. It's the music, that's the product that we're, really, really selling. So I've been trying to focus more on, the quality and making sure that everything sounds right. Sometimes I go back and I listen to some of the songs that I had compared to now, and I'm like, man, like you can hear the difference, there was growth in that. And so I don't take them down or anything like that, but those kind of things make me know that I'm, elevating and, at least getting to another level. And then, like I said, just the work, like we're planning, for next year, we're doing like research and getting all of our stuff ready so that we can plan a tour for next year. And so that's one of the important things for us, is putting ourselves in front of new faces, new people, different places, all of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, why hasn't Pura Vida even toured just our state? Like go from the south to the north?
And I mean, we've done it like that, not necessarily like once a week. Just, I don't know. And I guess it would be considered, a tour. And if that's the case, I mean, we've been touring all year because it's, once a month or whatever. But yeah. I don't know. To me, it'd be more to go out to different states. Like if we can hit up the homies in Grand Junction and then maybe go down to Boise. Yeah. And maybe, like work something like that kind of way. And that's something that we're planning for. We're still learning, a lot as we go, and so these opportunities, it's like nobody's gonna really hit you up and be like, oh, come hop on, on this tour with me. Exactly. And so we just want to make sure that we're doing it, right. And there's gonna be bumps, and I'm sure we're gonna mess up, or there's certain things that are gonna happen, but at least we want to be prepared, and kind of be ready for it. So I mean, I'm thinking next year is when we'll probably execute that.
I would love to see. I mean, Rocky's a truck driver, isn't he? Like,
yeah.
So he knows routes. He knows where to go.
And that's been a benefit for us too, because he meets different people, and shows them the music and stuff like that. I've told him he's got contacts with different clubs and stuff like that too. So we're already kind of like setting that up to see where are the different places that we can start going. But it's been a benefit that, he's been all around the country.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now.
You are the ex-champion Holland.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure 4 leg lock.
You love wrestling.
Do you believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest entertainer of all time?
Or maybe that Shawn Michaels is the sexiest man alive.
Or did you have a thing for Sonny from the years of 1994 to 1996 like I did?
Did you know Yokozuna isn't even Japanese?
If you could count the number of dimples on Rikishi's ass, this podcast is for you.
Follow us, the Figure 4 Podcast on Instagram, at Figure 4 Podcast, and check us out on YouTube.
Do it.
Tell your punk friends about us.
Yeah.
Have you guys got a Pura Vida sticker yet on the side of his truck?
We need to put a wrap on that, get the whole thing wrapped up.
Bingo.
But yeah, he's got a sticker on there.
Yeah, magnet. One of those big old magnets, throw it on the side.
Yep.
Scan us for new music, whatever. But that's what I would see for Pura Vida, like a nice tour. Like one tour where you go from the top to the bottom and everywhere in between. Go out to Denver. Like all these cities that are less than 18 hours away. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can hit California, you can hit San Diego in 13 hours.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And then just create content along the way. Like document the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, people like to see that. I guess with me, it used to be different. Like on social media, I used to like putting like pictures of my family, things that I was doing and stuff like that. And then for some reason I started getting more like, wanted to be more private, like I don't like everybody knowing all of my shit unless it's like people that I want to know that. But it's like there's a lot of people that I appreciate, like that it's sometimes they're random and I don't know what their intentions are, like, but
keep it music.
But exactly. But I can do a lot of like behind the scenes, like music stuff, whatever we're doing, yeah, man. Like I see the benefit in that, I see that, people want to see that, they feel like they're involved, and at least when I watch other people's content too, I'm like, oh, this is dope. I like seeing, we did something with the homie Renzo and Dre Dog at Joe's, and I really liked what he was doing. I wish he would have continued doing that because he was kind of showing like the way that they were mixing and like what exactly he used, because all the time that I've been in the studio, but I don't know how to fucking I don't know what those buttons do and shit like that, but he's kind of explaining it and was doing like videos on that. I'm like, that's a really good idea, bro. I was like, because you're teaching people, and then it's good content and everything,
and people will rewatch it to learn.
Exactly.
Right. So you're just getting those plays and get your views up.
Yep.
Yeah, some people, but at the same time, some people don't feel comfortable doing all that.
Yeah,
not to say they don't,
and it's work. It's more extra, extra stuff. But
absolutely, how was that Cap G show? That was this year, right?
Yeah,
Renzo?
I think it was back in February. It was really good, man. Shout out to them. They had me hosting that, and Cap G's super cool, man. He's a really humble dude. We worked with him as well. He remembered me and everything. I was like, oh, cool. But,
that's dope.
But yeah, there was a good turnout, man. I love Ogden, man. Like Ogden is really cool. I love doing shows over there. I love the community over there. It's like really I don't know, they all get together. I don't want to say they all get along, but it's like, it's cool seeing the diversity and then everybody still coming together for those events and stuff, where sometimes over here it's, kind of hard to get, I guess everybody together, but they really support each other a lot over there.
That's the truth. I since being with my wife, who's from Ogden, I've been in Ogden a lot in the last 13 years. And 13 years prior to that, Ogden and Salt Lake did not mix at all. The early years of, that 2006, 2007 era of Ogden and Utah, or in Salt Lake, they did not mix. It was like oil and water.
Yeah.
They did not mix at all. But now I see Ogden having a strong base out there. They have strong artists.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always misbalanced where Salt Lake had strong artists and Ogden didn't. Now, Ogden has strong artists, and they have a strong, in my opinion, a strong foundation for what they're creating, to where they honestly don't need to come to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really cool because it means that we can do our own thing up here.
But it's because of that, I've liked going and doing shows in Ogden. You know what I mean? It's like, and at the same time trying to bring homies from Ogden over, like, to work. Because right now it's like, let's build it like that as the whole state. I mean, the bigger part of it, in between the cities, and then let's get Provo and, Utah County and stuff like that. But yeah, Ogden is solid, man. They have so many good artists over there, so many producers. And I think they have like the club scene and everything like that is really cool too. Like the way that they do shows and like people actually pull up. We're over here, we can't do a show at a club on a Friday night. Nobody's gonna
not hip hop,
not hip hop. Maybe some reggaeton or something, but yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. So I would love to see Pura Vida pull up more. You know what I mean? Pull up more as far as like, man, you guys have a collective. You know what I mean? Like when you're a collective, you should be able to knock down any door. Mm-hmm. Like when's the last time we seen a Pura Vida show?
Yeah,
wasn't it October?
So we're actually in it's been a while. I think it's been like 2 years already since the last one that we had. We were planning one for August this year, but it's kind of already filling up pretty fast. So, but I think we are going to end up doing one sometime this year. We need to. We really need to.
Yeah, throw a Pura Vida show. And do two. Do one in Salt Lake and do one in Ogden. Put some Ogden artists out there.
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
And then when you guys, what would be cool is when you guys release your Pura Vida tape with the whole collective, like showcase it at different restaurants and other Latino-owned businesses here. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You guys get the Pura Vida tape. All right, we're doing a 2-hour pop-up at Maria's restaurant. Come out. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have the tent. We're going to be playing the music. Come get, have a chance to win, a Nintendo Wii. Do giveaways at each stop. But then it also promotes Maria's restaurant.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Anything small business, mom and pop, especially where we are right now. Like Latinos need support.
Yeah.
And what better way than to have the biggest Latino artists show up?
Yeah, man, that's a really good idea, honestly. That I think that we want to be smart about the way that we roll this out, and that's a good way to, I guess, to market it. Sometimes we release music and it's like, oh, we just release it. It's like, but how you say, with this project, we can really push it, and then it'll benefit us, and then it'll benefit, other small businesses like that too, mom and pop shops.
Yeah, especially if you guys have a single out there that says that we're not scared, we're not going nowhere, and we're supporting our people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what better time than now?
Yep.
Like, we need that. Now's the time where Pura Vida should be like popping.
Yeah, supporting our
what I mean?
People for sure.
Like, there's a message to be said and there's a message to be heard.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Fuck ice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Just let me know how I can help.
Thank you, bro.
I'm down to help however I can.
Yeah, man. We have a lot of different ideas, and honestly, like there's a lot that you could probably help us with too. That we'll chop it up and see what we can plan, because we do want to roll this out the proper way. And honestly, all of the projects that we have right now, we want to make sure that we're doing it different. Where that's another one of those like things where it's learning. All right, we dropped music that way. We weren't getting the same attention, or we weren't getting the attention that we were expecting. but it's also because we weren't pushing it as much as we really should or the correct way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll talk about that, bro. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. I'm here to help. I'm a vessel for my community.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So we got new music coming. Obviously, we're gonna have some visuals coming with that. The team is working. You're working with different new artists and artists. I don't know if that's a word. Different artists. You got the thing going on with the Wu-Tang Latin. That's dope. What else is popping? What else is shaking?
What else do we got? Man, just like personal, like, you know, life stuff. Been, like I said, you know, blessed with like the family. Got some nieces now and everything. But
are you the best uncle?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they love you, huh?
Yeah, they love me.
How's mom's doing?
They're doing good, man. My mom's and my pops. Thank God everybody's, you know, good health and everything like that. She's actually her birthday's next Sunday. But yeah, shout out to my mom.
What do you do for mom's birthday?
You know, sometimes we'll do different things. I'm not sure what she wants to do this year, but sometimes we'll get like a nice Airbnb with like a pool or whatever, go do some stuff like that. But I'm really like, when it comes down to gifts, like for my mom, I like to be kind of like creative in a way and kind of think of like different things. So like this one time, I think it was like for Christmas, because I could have bought her, you know, or I did. I still gave her like regular gifts and everything, but then I bought her this book that was blank. And so I told her, I'm like, Mom, what I want you to do in this book is to write down all of your recipes. That way we have them, you know, forever. And so she's been doing it. And then my sister-in-laws are like, oh, I'm going to be the one to keep that. I'm like, that's not your idea. Yeah. I was like, that's mine.
Especially not the in-law. What are you doing? You got to earn that. That's funny.
They're like, you don't even cook, though. I was like, I'll have somebody cook for me.
Yeah, by that time, we'll be good. We'll be solid. Have you ever sat down and asked mom, like, have you ever interviewed your mom? And I say interview loosely, and the reason why I bring this up is because about a year and a half ago, my grandma Swazo on my Mexican side, she's 84 years old, and we're just randomly talking at the dinner table, and she was telling me about the house that we lived in Glendale. Well, she lived in Glendale. When they bought the house, there was no road; it was all dirt, and now obviously Glendale has pavement and whatnot. But it made me ask more questions about what it was like during that time. Did they feel the racial tension? Did they feel inclusion? These kind of questions is what I asked her for when she was growing up in the 50s and 60s in Salt Lake City. And so have you ever had those kind of questions with your parents? You know,
ever since I was a kid, like I always asked a bunch of questions. Like I would ask them like, oh, how was it when you were a kid? And what did you like? I feel like throughout the years, like I've learned, you know, like a lot about her and both of them, you know, both of my parents, like not really like interview, but it's like just the questions that I would ask, you know, I was always really curious about how they were as like kids, you know, and teenagers and stuff like that. So they've told me a lot of different things, good and bad, you know, but yeah.
I think the most shocking thing that I got out of my dad was that my dad actually met my mom because he was tapping my mom's cousin. So my dad was trying to get with the cousin, or my dad was with the cousin, but then my mom showed up and he left the cousin to be with the moms. So my dad was a little player. He had a little, you know, he had that little, he seen the Latinas and he was.
You know, he got a thing for the Latins.
Oh, my dad. That dude, he was a little player. Have you and your parents are you guys talking about kind of what's going on right now with ICE and deportation?
Yeah, man. We talk about, I have a really like, you know, like good relationship with my parents. You know, we're always talking and like every single day. But yeah, it's been, you know, thank God, you know, we're all good, you know, documented and everything, but we have a lot of family, friends, and, you know, people that we love that right now it's, you know, we're scared, you know. And so like mainly the conversations that I've had with them, it's like just let them know like that we're here, you know, that it's like to let us know whatever, you know, we can help with or whatever like that. But yeah, it's getting pretty, you know, pretty crazy. And a lot of people, you can kind of see the racism, you know, actually coming out. And like I tell my mom, like, you know what, just like don't get too involved. Like, you know, stay to yourself. I was like, because the last thing that I want is for somebody to, you know, say something to you and then we're gonna, you know, get into a situation, you know. But yeah, man, it's tough. But at the same time, it's like we can't stay quiet about it either, you know.
There's a balance, bro. It's really unfortunate, right? Everything about this is unfortunate, but it's really like, dog, we're seeing innocent people like being mauled out of their house,
hardworking people, bro.
Out of their man. I just read an article on the BBC that said 44% of people that ICE detained out of 51,000, 44% had no criminal record. Their only offense, and I'm doing quote unquote, was coming over the border undocumented. That's it. 44%. And we're talking about people that contribute to our community.
Yeah, they're paying taxes. They're doing all of that shit, man. What the hell? Like, that's what makes me mad. Because in the beginning, what he was saying, like, oh, we're going for the criminals. It's like, well, fuck. In that case, every single person in his eyes is a fucking criminal. Like, I don't know, man. I get heated about it. At the same time, like, I try to keep, you know, like, calm and like level-headed. Because at the end, it's like, I don't know, violence and, you know, things like that, destroying shit in our city. Like, I'm not for that. But it's also like being level-headed to try to figure out the right words to say and the right moves, you know, to do and stuff. But
and then you try to do it the right way with the No Kings protest, and then innocent people get
rest
murdered.
in peace, man. That's another one too. It's like ridiculous, man, ridiculous. And there was no violence in that. It's like. That's
and
wild.
it's a weird situation happening in Salt Lake City right now, and this is a national story, right? Because there was no other murders at the other Kings protests, no Kings protests around the country, to my knowledge. But here in Salt Lake City, we did have a murder happen, and the guy that shot and murdered the guy is still free, but the one that didn't shoot and just had a rifle is locked up. And Sim Gill, our district attorney, just asked to keep him even longer. And it's really weird, bro. Like, something weird's happening with this whole situation.
Yeah, man. It's there's a lot more to it, you know, like behind the scenes or whatever, but I don't know, it's making people like crazy, you know what I mean? It's really bad times right now that we're living in. Like, did you hear about what happened just barely too at the West Fest?
Yeah.
Also, man, my homegirl was there with her daughter. Like, fuck, man, I was tripping out. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't even know about it until the next day. But it's just like so much, you know. I feel like the tension, it makes people, you know, crazy and really quick, you know, just to resort to violence and stuff. And I mean, sometimes like you can't just stay quiet. Like, there's things, you know, you have to act up sometimes to get that attention. But I don't know. It's just we're going through some crazy times here in Utah right now.
We are. And oftentimes you'll see people not care because it's not affecting them.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it does affect them, it feels like you're I don't want to say too late, but it's like, open your eyes to what's happening. Even though it might not affect you directly, I guarantee you somewhere down the line, you're being affected, whether if it's going to be your taxes, whether if it's going to be the price of things. I mean, we're looking at tariffs and whatnot. Like, there's things that, I mean, we felt it with the whole egg thing. Like, it's going to impact you as a human. Like, you have to have some type of empathy. That's what I ask people. It's like, just have some empathy. Like, think about your loved ones going to work one day and then being sent somewhere totally different that they have no idea about.
You don't hear about them. You can't get in contact with them for a few days. You know, it's
the young girl from the University of Utah that just got picked up. She was driving. The police picked her up because she was driving too close behind a semi. They pulled her over. She's not. She don't have documentation, so they let her go with the warning, right? Because the only thing on her record was another traffic offense. So they let her go. Guess who picked her up an hour later down the road? ICE.
Wow.
And guess who detained her? ICE. Somebody that's been in this country since she was 7 years old.
Did the police give that information to ICE?
I don't know if they did or not, but the police gave her a warning, and I'll send you the article. The ICE agents ended up picking her up down the road because I think she was coming from southern Utah, and so ICE ends up getting her, getting her. They detained her, and yeah, man, we're talking about a University of Utah student that's been in this country since she was 7 years old, has no idea of anything else other than Utah. Like, what are we doing?
That's ridiculous.
And no criminal record.
That's why even with me, man, I'm like, fuck it. If I get picked up, I ain't showing them shit. And like, I'm gonna be talking in Spanish. You're like, chinga tu madre, puta.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I'm not gonna be complying with that shit. I'll make it more difficult for them, you know, or whatever. Because
but then your safety gets put in hands and in jeopardy. You know what I mean? So it's really hard. I get it. Like we want to fucking. I don't even think rebel's the right word, but you if you make things more difficult, it's gonna hurt you and your family. Because now your family has to pay for a lawyer, right? Now they have to pay because you didn't get locked up, right?
Yeah.
So now you have to pay court fees to get out of jail and whatnot. You had to place bail.
It's tough, man. Like I don't know, because who knows what really, you know. I guess if they were to detain me and try to deport or whatever, at some point they would realize, you know, that they can't. But I don't know. It's hard to be able to. How do you fight back in this? You know what I mean? Like the right way.
I think it's telling stories. I think it's telling people your stories, right? Like sharing the articles, like the university. I mean, what American is going to be like, we don't want college students in our country? You know what I mean? Like, of course we do, especially ones with no criminal records.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I and obviously I speak from a place of privilege because I was born here. But as a person of color, we still get treated a certain way. And, the whole thing is bad. The only thing I want people to do is, one, share your stories, keep on speaking up, and be smart. Be smart. Don't go turn over a cop car. Like, be smart about these things. Yeah. That's what I want.
Especially now they have so many cameras. Like, you do anything, if you're gonna do something, wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, true. But man, and that's another thing too. Like, fake ICE agents are out here robbing people.
Man, that shit is crazy. Like, that's why. How are we gonna let somebody that we don't even know if they're fucking official, you know, detain us? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. Anybody, you know, with a mask and fucking khaki pants, whatever, polo shirt can just come and grab whoever.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like the attire that they had when they were marching down the street with those tiki torches. That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Remember that when they were doing that?
Yeah.
That's awful. So I got the article right here from the BBC. Let's see. About 51,000 undocumented migrants were in immigration and customs enforcement ICE detention early June, the highest record since September 2019. While accurate and up-to-date figures for the total numbers of immigration detainees since January 20th is not publicly available, the White House officials have said they hope ICE can scale up to 3,000 arrests a day from 660 during the first 100 days of Trump's presidency. So they want to triple what they were already doing. And they're not even doing it with accuracy because, again, from a clearinghouse or a data survey that Syracuse University did, they estimate that 51,302 people in the ICE detention facilities as of June 1st, about 44% had no criminal records other than entering the United States without permission. That's from the BBC. That's insane. Like, if you're not even doing it with accuracy, don't do it. You're not just... And when they went and got bin Laden, they sat outside his house and they made sure that motherfucker was there. And then they went in and they made the sweep, right? Like, if you're truly looking for cartel people, sex traffickers, drug, you know what I mean?
The bad people,
the bad guys, right? Then be precise on that. Do your intelligence. Set of ICE. How about get the CIA and do your investigations, and then pinpoint where they are, and then get them.
Yeah, man. It's almost like the stop and frisk, you know, type of times, you know, where it's like, oh, you just identify like fucking, you know, Hispanic, whatever, bam, go and check them. It's like, that's really what it is. It's like, you know, and it's targeted towards Hispanics. You know, I know that, you know, there's a lot of undocumented, you know, people and everything, but they're really just going for Hispanics and Hispanic places, Home Depots and shit like that, construction sites.
Yeah. It's insane, man. It hurts my heart to see innocent people's lives change overnight. Literally, bro. Like, overnight, going to work and then not being, and then seeing the video. I seen a video the other day. The dude I think it was in Brooklyn. He went down to the immigration office to finish up his paperwork, and guess who locked him up right there as he was leaving the hearing?
Stupid. Man.
He walks out the door and then they get him and his wife is calling for him. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I seen something online too. I'm not sure if it was real, but it was like an Uber and this guy got off of work and he has like his work vest and everything. And the lady like starts talking to him and she's like, oh no, I'm going to take you over to ICE right now. They're giving $1,000 for every fucking undocumented person. I was like, what the fuck? I hope that's not real.
I'm pretty sure that's probably reality.
Holy shit, man.
Think about it. I mean, they give rewards for tip lines, right? Why wouldn't they give rewards for people that they're trying to incarcerate?
That's fucking ridiculous. That people are just being fucking sold and shit.
It's scary, man. It's scary. And anybody in this country, again, any good people in this country shouldn't have to worry about going to the store. Shouldn't have to worry about going to school. Shouldn't have to worry about
take their kids to school, man. They elementary school graduations, and they were picking people up there in California.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I'm personally those 44% people that have no arrest record or any criminal records. I'm not scared of those. I'm not scared. What I'm scared of is the guys that are just pulling up to people's houses and whatnot and ripping them out of their families.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane, man. And I feel like our military has fought other countries for what we're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I support my military, man. I support people that keep us safe and whatnot. But we just we're in a time right now where we got to figure this shit out. We got to figure it out the right way.
For sure, man.
And, so I'd say, man, keep on sharing your stories if you have them. Be safe. Keep on doing your protests. If you're one of those people that love to go out and protest, do your thing. I feel like there are multiple ways of protest, right? Mm-hmm. It's spending your dollar with the community that's being impacted. It's using your social media platforms. It's using your craft, right? Your music. It's using this platform right here. Like, there's so many ways that people can help get the word out about how they feel. And, having the courage to do it.
For sure, man. For sure. And then, anybody like tapping in, like, share your stories. If you guys need to talk to anybody too, like, let me know anything that I can help out with. Fuck it. If I need to hide you guys for a little bit, we'll do that shit too. But yeah, just crazy times. Just everybody be safe and be in communication with your families.
Yeah, if your abuela needs help, let us know. We could put her recipes in the cookbook. while we got you here, we get the recipe. All right, Gloco, man. I think it's time for you to rap for Rock the Mic.
Let's get it.
So let's wrap this thing up. Where can people follow you? Pura Vida. Obviously, we got the upcoming August show.
Yep. You can follow me on all the music streaming platforms at GLOCO. On Instagram, where I'm probably more tapped in on there, it's _GLOCO_. And then all of our music videos are on Pura Vida Entertainment on YouTube. You can catch us there. And then, I'm excited for these upcoming projects. Thank you, Dre, for having me on, man. It's always a good time.
Always, bro. The mic's always open for you, brother.
Appreciate it, bro.
But tell Rocky to hang up the mic. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You want to be all in the videos. Just playing. I'm just playing, Rocky. All right. Make sure you go on to patreon.com/Drerawka, DRERAWKA. Help support. Keep the lights on in the building. Literally, I got tiers from $3 up to $10. So anything in between, if you do the $5 tier, I think it ends up being like 13 cents a day. So if you want to help be a part of the Patreon community, patreon.com/Drerawka, DRERAWKA. If you are a part of the non-paying peasant crew, the NPP, you know me. You can just like, share, comment, subscribe. It's free to show love. Have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We're out. Peace.